We're gonna give this battery a test. I think the sticker fell off. I think I had it on my other video when I was charging it up. It did restore it pretty good, but it was down in a weak area. It was enough to start the car, especially if it's like a small V6 or 4-cylinder, but it was kind of weak. So this is a Duralast battery. I think it was from 2019. I think it was April 2019. 650 cold cranking amps. So if it's brand new, it just has graduations of if you look down there, 1,000, 800, 600, 400, 200. It was around 300. Let's see what it does. I don't know if it did anything or not, but oh, it did improve it. Initially, I thought it did, but it started dropping down pretty quick. It's about 200 cold cranking amps. I really can't, initially it looked like it did, because the first time I did it, it went down all the way to 200. 200 is enough to start a small engine. Let's see. I'm probably still going to use this stuff. I'm going to check that motorcycle battery right now too. This is the stuff called Charge It battery additive. It basically works to desulfate the batteries. Can only do so much though. So I really can't tell. I thought this test was not going to come out like that's the appendix. At first it fooled me because it stayed up around the 400 range, which that's pretty good if you had 400 cold cranking amps rating. More like 200. It's about where it was. Okay, this is the motorcycle battery. This is about good 5 years old. It's not date stamp, but it's pretty old. So it's showing resting voltage of about 12.7 volts. Now this is a motorcycle battery, so it's going to be down in the, down here, because this graduated like 1,800, 600, 400, 200. See what it does. Oh, it might have improved this puppy. That's like about brand new. It's rated at 300 total. This motorcycle battery is stronger than the car battery. So this thing probably did do something. You can see the thing's heating up in there. That's pretty good. So I guess in one case it did a noticeable improvement, in the other case it didn't. So could you say it works? Hey, it works sometimes, which is good enough. It's good enough. And who the heck knows? I mean, it could be doing something to the other battery, because I really didn't put it through a number of charge cycles. Could be doing something. But what I would recommend, if you got like cars that are like kind of sitting all over, kind of like to some of these YouTube channels, they have all these cars all over the place. They're like Vice Grip Garage, Pole Barn Garage, Uncle Tony's Garage, Dead Dodge Garage, and whatever else is out. There's a lot of them, right? They got all these cars all over the place. One thing if you can get the electricity, get one of these battery chargers, the battery minder, and you also you can charge 2 batteries with it and keep them charged up. It's got the desulfation mode. So I got it on this car right here, the convertible, and I got one on here, but I can actually just use one charger for both. But the other thing I like, now if you don't want to run an extension cord, you got one way out in the field, just get a little 1 amp. I'll show you what it is. Alright, what you get is one of these things. It's you can plug it in a cigarette lighter. If you use the alligator clamps on it too, I guess you could probably, but it's such a low small panel that you don't need a charge controller, and it makes it a lot simpler. And the other thing is, you just put it up here in the windshield. So maybe you'll have your dash cover on it to keep your dash from getting cracked from the ultraviolet light. Just put it up in your windshield, plug it in your cigarette lighter, and it keeps the battery charged up. And you got your little indicator light. When it's plugged in, it'll light up red. This thing You know, so if you got a bunch of cars that are parked out, you know, a couple hundred yards from your house or something like that, and you don't want to run any extension cords, yeah, you could put other types of solar chargers with charge controllers, but this is just good enough. And it maybe sometimes it's not going to keep the battery fully charged, but it's enough to really keep the desulfation problems away for quite a long time. So, and this is a good thing to actually keep in a car. I don't know, say you got a four-wheel drive or something like that. Actually, I got one in that the other my Suzuki four-wheel drive. I got a bigger panel under the seat that I can connect it up and charge my battery probably in about 8 hours, a full day of light. And if I had a dead battery, I can still get out of some remote area if I was in some remote area where there's no electricity on a dead battery. This one wouldn't charge it, but this one's enough to maintain it. And they got this from the military. They were doing this on the Humvees way back a long time ago. You know, the biggest problem was they had all these dead batteries, you know, and because they're sitting out someplace, they would use these things or something like this. Maybe this wasn't a mil spec one, but something like this. They're only like, I forget what they're like, $20 or something. Well worth it.